Hello, my name is Nicholas Cohen. I'm a family physician, and I'm here to share with you a top 10 list of tips for women with false labor. False labor is different from true labor. Women who are pregnant with false labor are not about to deliver their baby. Tip number 1. There are certain reasons to actually call your doctor and not think twice about it. If you're pregnant and you think and any of the following occurs. If you're having contractions and you're less than 37 weeks, or if you think you're having contractions and you're less than 37 weeks, absolutely call your doctor without hesitating. This could be preterm labor, and it's important not to waste any time in making sure it's not preterm labor. Another reason to call your doctor immediately is if you have a gush of fluid or continuous leakage of fluid from your vagina. This could mean that you've ruptured your membranes, and is another reason to think that this is true labor and that you need to be seen by a doctor immediately. Yet another reason to get seen by a doctor immediately is if you have any vaginal bleeding. And lastly, if you have not felt your baby move at least 10 times in 2 hours, then that's another reason to go immediately to see a doctor. So those were, tip number 1 was when to not even think twice, but directly contact your physician for further guidance. Tip number 2 is how to identify if you're in true labor. So true labor is usually the pain starts in your lower back and wraps around your sides to your front, to your lower abdomen. Whereas Braxton Hicks, or false labor, usually is just tightening in the front of your stomach. Another way to distinguish that you're having true labor is if when you change activities or you go for a walk or lie down, if your contraction pain doesn't get any better. That's true labor. False labor usually can be relieved by walking around or lying down or changing whatever activity you're doing. Another way to determine that you're in true labor is if your contractions occur at regular intervals and are getting closer together and are lasting longer. So they usually start lasting at 30 seconds and then they can progress to lasting 60 seconds or longer if it's true labor. Tip number 3. So tip number 1 was reasons to go directly to get medical help immediately. Tip number 2 was ways to identify true labor. Tip number 3 is what to do if you're not sure. So if you're having some of the symptoms I described of true labor, but you're not 100% sure, and you have none of the reasons to immediately seek a doctor or seek medical attention, then you should wait an hour and time your contractions. So get a watch with a second hand or a stopwatch and time each contraction, how long it lasts, and how long is there in between contractions. True labor will have a contraction at least every 10 minutes, and over an hour you'll have 6 contractions or more. If you do have 6 or more contractions, or you are, and the contractions are lasting 30 to 60 seconds each over an hour, then you should consider it true labor and seek medical attention immediately. Tip number 4. Now we've already discussed when to go immediately to your doctor. We've discussed the signs of true labor. We've discussed what to do if you're not sure. Now, if you have determined that it is not true labor, then it's false labor. And here's what to do. False labor means that you're not about to deliver your baby. So things that can help if you are having pain are to take a walk. That's tip number 4. Tip number 5 is to drink plenty of fluids. During pregnancy, you should be drinking at least 8 glasses of water, milk, or juice. Tip number 6, take warm baths. Warm baths can help with the pain of false labor. Tip number 7, get a massage from your partner or family member or friend. Tip number 8, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep and take a nap if you need it. Tip number 9, attend a breastfeeding, or attend a pregnancy class to get more information, to talk with other pregnant women, and to have your questions answered by a healthcare professional. And tip number 10, believe in yourself. False labor is not a serious condition, and there are many ways to alleviate the pain and distinguish true labor from false labor. So I hope these tips have been helpful. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great day.